Okay, so I haven't been too successful staying away from everything Karen Reed. I'm really trying. I'm staying away from like the FKR crowd. I'm not going anywhere where I can read anything that they say because it's just like, so mind-boggling. But I'm not sure if I'm going to watch the hearing tomorrow because when I watched the hearing last week, it made me so crazy because when I was watching Alan Jackson and David Yannetti, I think that Hank has made a couple of missteps because he's probably just so overwhelmed and never expected to come up against such treacherous attorneys. He probably thought, well, David Yannetti's a good egg and I know him and I respect him. And so he probably knew the David Yannetti, before Karen Jackson, because from what I understand, he was a pretty good lawyer and a pretty cool guy. And you could even see the difference when he was at her arraignment hearing. He wasn't all grandstanding or anything. He was very humble and he was like, Your Honor, there was no intent. And he seemed to be a good guy. But somehow this Karen Reed case, it just unleashes the most horrible parts of our personality. And I know that's true for myself because I just cannot believe sometimes some of the reaction that I'll feel when I see or read something. It just makes me rage, it's crazy. And I cannot wait for it to be over. But at the same time, I can't look away until it is over. So it's kind of... So yesterday I was watching the Marie Russell hearing. And if you have a few hours to kill and you watch that hearing, it is unbelievable with the amazing way that Hank pulled out every stop to get her to not be allowed to testify. And I've got to say, he did. He was so on point. And he still couldn't get her taken off. And because of that, with him, being so eloquent and just having his facts and bam, bam, bam. And his technique was really good. The way that he would ask her questions, he wasn't too combative, but he got his sarcasm in there. And then he did a 20-minute closing argument to the judge to why he did not believe that she should be allowed in. And oh my God, he didn't convince the judge. And then Alessi got up there and he was like, I thought he was an idiot. And yet Dr. Russell got in. And that tells me that Hank is up against, so much. He's such a good lawyer. And if he's that good and he can't even get out what do we want to call her, a nincompoop like Dr. Russell, what chance does he have up against these, oh my gosh, I don't know. Sorry, my voice is going out. I don't know. I've lost so much faith, even though it's not my faith in Hank, because I think he is, like I had mentioned a couple of times, I watched Vincent Bugliosi did a mock reenactment of what he would have done in the OJ trial. And he gave a 2-hour closing. Oh, he was so amazing. And he showed the way that you don't just say something to the jury or subtly point something out with a sarcastic comment or whatever. You grab the jurors by the chin and you spoon feed them the points that you have to make. Because if you just say, well, I think we proved that, the jurors don't have a clue. You have to break it down for them step by step by step. And every point you make as you're doing your trial, you have to write them down at night as you go home. And according to Vincent Bugliosi, your closing argument starts in your mind, in your preparation, the day that you start trial or even before, because you're just constantly refining it and retooling it. And I have to say, I mean, he did such an amazing job. He said that there is no way that OJ would have walked. And Vincent Bugliosi, if you remember, he's the one that prosecuted Charles Manson and all of Charles Manson's family. And let me tell you, back then, that was not an easy thing to do, because that was one of the most wildest cases that had ever been, just like this one. And I think that, Hank probably could have got the job done, but I think with social media, it's almost a lost cause. I mean, I don't know. I just don't even see how anybody can prevail over all the coverage. And I think that soon they're going to just have to do gag orders, because this is crazy. You're never going to get justice this way. It's just there's no way. I mean, because, yeah, you have the facts on your side and you have the truth on your side, but that's it. And there's always reasonable doubt. Always. I mean, almost always. Once it has this kind of glaring spotlight put on it, you don't stand a chance. Justice doesn't stand a chance, I don't think. Because there's so many people that want it to be the opposite of what, it really should be. And it's just, there's no way. I mean, I am here to tell you. And it's kind of good, because I'm glad that I'm so jaded now. And I'm glad that I have no faith in the justice system, because that way I'm not going to be disappointed. I just don't see it going any other way. In fact, I'm really thinking that Hank is probably going to either just quit the case, or offer her a deal, or just not, give it his all. Like, he's not going to let himself eat, drink. And I mean, I think so far he has been really involved in the case mentally, but I think he's going to check out, because you'd have to be a moron to bang your head against the wall like there's just no way to go up against what she's created. It's just, at some point, I think you have to, like Kenny Rogers said, you got to know when to fold them. And I think it's time, or at least, I'm not saying he should give up, but I don't think he should make himself sick over it, or start staying up real late at night and letting himself get so stressed out, because I don't think he's going to win. And I would hate to see his health, suffer due to this case. And it could. I mean, he's not a young guy. He's like, I think, almost 60. And, you got to take care of yourself. And you just can't let this case, because you're never going to win it. You're never going to win it. She has got, I mean, if you watch some of those snippets, to those of us that don't believe her, it is so obvious. But to those 90% of the people that do believe her, it's so obvious to them that she's just the sweetest, most wonderful person, Saint Karen. And you're never going to convince 90% of the people that think that way to all acquit. I mean, to all convict. It's just not going to happen. So the point of my story is, I've been making so many AI tunes. Oh my God, it's so much fun. It's so much fun. It helps vent so much, because you're like taking all this in and you're saying, this cannot be happening. Cannot be happening. But it is happening. So the best way that I found to vent it all out is to just channel all that negative energy into these AI tunes. And it's a lot of fun. So that's what I've been doing. So, yeah. So we'll see tomorrow. I don't know if I'm going to go in the, and then I got so mad. I don't even mind saying this out loud, because my channel totally tanked a couple of weeks ago. It just, I don't know what happened, but I mean, I get 0 views every time I post anything. So I'm like, okay, well, whatever. So now it's even better, because now I have the freedom to say whatever the F I want. And this is how crazy the case makes me, or has made me, the effect it's had, because I believe that 1.5 live photo of Karen Read and Alan Jackson, there is no way in hell. I never believed it from the second I saw it. Alan Jackson's arm looked all funky and her face looked all crazy in certain parts of that video. And And then if you look at the daytime shot when they were eating at the restaurant, you see, David Yannetti has his Fitbit on. And in the same picture with Karen and supposedly AJ's back is to you and he has David Yannetti's arms around him. So it just, well, that's not what convinced me. I never believed that Alan Jackson could be so bold to do something like that, because that's just against all lawyer code. And I just don't ever think he would behave like that in front of everybody, maybe behind closed doors. But anyway, and so I got in a debate about it in one of the chats, and I was like, no, it's not real. I know it's not real. And they were all saying, yes, it is. And I felt like I was arguing with a free Karen reader instead of my own peeps. It was crazy. So I went and I found a video about it on Ashley Banfield's show, News Nation, and she had a guy on that did an 8-minute. He took the video and he took it frame by frame. He showed where all the cuts were, even up by Alan Jackson's head. He has like some pompadour, and when he blows it up, you could see the cut marks from the tool that removed the other person's face and other person's hair. I mean, it's just so obvious it's fake. I always thought it was fake. Nobody else does. And like I said, I got into a thing and I was like, I am not coming back here until this case is over. Because if these people are going to be like, get me that mad. I mean, not mad, that's really not the right word, but aggravated, or make me feel like, ugh, everyone is so stupid. And I don't like to think like that. I don't like to feel like that. But this case, man, it's just made me so hateful. I mean, it's just crazy. I don't even recognize myself. That's how bad it is. Like one day, I think I might have mentioned this, but it won't matter because nobody watches my videos anyway, so I can say it again and not worry about being repetitive. But yeah, so I was in a chat about 2 weeks ago, and this is when I felt like, oh girl, you're losing it. Because I was in a chat and this person said, just kind of like, I can't wait till she's convicted. Like that is so mild compared to what she has done, just getting a conviction of 5 to 7 to 10 years. That's like nothing. And so I said as much, I was like, convicted. I was like, that woman deserves to be burned at the stake for what she's done. I mean, she needs to be set on fire. And what made me so crazy after I said that, first of all, saying it was pretty mean. But thirdly, I really believed it. I mean, she has annoyed me to the point what she has done to everybody and the chaos that she has caused. And not even the least bit apologetic. She doesn't care. She will just crap on everybody. I've never seen anyone like that. And maybe a real famous person, I can't think of anyone right now, but maybe like a real movie star, maybe. But Karen Read acting like that, I don't get it. And so after I thought about it, and I was like, I really got to take a break, because I really would love to see this woman come to some real harm. And that is not me. I don't sit around wishing for anybody to have bad fortune. I always think that karma will take care of itself. But with what she has done, I almost feel like, well, we can't trust justice to take care of everything. Maybe we can't trust karma either. So it's pretty, it's pretty bad. But I'm just hoping, that it somehow it works itself out and she goes away. But I don't know. And, and I don't even want her, if Hank were to offer her a deal, I wouldn't even want her to take that, because then she'll go down as a martyr, like all her supporters will be like, oh, she had to take that because, she wanted everything to stop and she wanted peace to come to the O'Keeffes, and, she'll just milk that for everything. And I'm like, oh, please. So I don't even know what a good outcome would be. But I did happen to catch Lori Vallow representing herself in her hearing. And let me tell you, there's another one. What this woman has done, and she was representing herself like she was some kind of paralegal. She was amazing. I couldn't believe it. I mean, I don't like her, and I just can't believe that the chutzpah on this woman. But she was just sitting there rattling off terms and motions. And I mean, I was like, where do these people come up with this kind of balls? I don't know, because if I do something wrong, I just bow my head and I don't talk, and I just, eyes front, stay in my lane for who knows how long until the tides blow over. But not Lori Vallow, man. She is just, like Jodi Arias or whomever, Sarah Boone or I don't know if you know Ezra McCandless, but these defendants that just, I don't know where it comes from. I mean, it's crazy. But anyway, so that's all I got. I guess I'll report back because I need to vent all this. It's got to come out somehow after I watch, if I watch, which I know I probably will watch, because it's like a train wreck, like I said. You can't look away. But I'm gonna, I'm like I said, you gotta listen to some of my songs. They are so good. I mean, they're just so good. I just can't believe, like, I just will put in a paragraph and AI will just like nail it. He'll just kick out a tune. They'll kick out a tune that is like, man, it's like they have been following the case, and supposedly the AI isn't, it's not, I don't know. I don't even want to go there. But anyway, so if you get a chance, and, this to my one listener, you can go to my channel and just go to my videos. And right now I've only got a couple, but I'm going to put up a couple more because I made a whole bunch, but you got to make the thumbnail and so yeah. Okay. Well, that's all I got, y'all. Good luck with the hearing tomorrow. I'm hoping that it's not too frustrating for Justice's side. So we'll see. All right. Bye, y'all.